What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here today to talk about my Philly show pickups. And I'm going to sneak in a mail day as well because I got a package delivered right before I left for Philly. So we'll sneak that into this as well. Talked about the show a bunch already. Great show. Like I said in the previous videos, for the most part, dealer pricing seemed fine. Was there some still living in 2021? Yeah. But generally speaking, I got fairly solid deals. Most of the asking prices were in or around where they should be. So you at least have a decent starting point for negotiation. That's all I really ask for. If you walk up to a table and a card's selling for 100 all day on eBay and they have it priced at 200, it makes you not even want to place an offer on the card because what's the point? You're so far apart to start, it's not even worth your time and effort. But if I walk up to a table and a card, for example, is selling for $100 and they have it priced at 110, 115, maybe dead on 100, at least now I don't feel terrible about offering you, 10, 15, 20% off your sticker price because you're at least close to where the card should be. That's all I kind of really ask for. So overall, my experience on that side for this show, once again, one person walking around a big room, everyone's going to have different takeaways. But for me, I was able to get deals done. Let's go ahead and talk about them. First up, the mail day. Something completely wild. First time I have ever bought a card in this category in my life, at least my adult life. I posted about a couple of these. There's one more that I have my eye on. I like to give Panini a lot of hell. They mess a lot of things up, get a lot of things wrong, have really kind of screwed the pooch on Ultra Modern product. I have to say, they crushed it with WWE Immaculate. Or for me, WWF. I still call it WWF. That's what it was when I grew up. They chose fantastic images for some of these autograph cards. There's two that I really have my eye on. I picked up one. I was bidding on it. I got outbid. It went to like 350, 375. I think I put in like 325, and then one popped up, Burbank, 299, buy it now, best offer, and I smacked the bin. Since then, a couple have sold in that same 350 to 375 range. It is one the only HBK, Shawn Michaels, a signature moves card with him hitting the British Bulldog with a sweet chin music. It does not get any better than that. This was my childhood growing up. 80s and 90s. In the 80s, I was hardcore in the wrestling. As a 6 to 10-year-old, all I used to do, my grandparents would watch me on occasion when my parents would go out of town. We would go to the video store. I forget the name of the video store. It was in Hermitage, Pennsylvania, right by the railroad tracks. Anyone from the area, maybe you'll remember. It was behind the Ryers Plaza. I used to go in there in the 80s. I would rent every WWE pay-per-view, WWF pay-per-view I could get my hands on. Survivor Series, WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, and just go back and I'd watch them all night long. Loved 80s WWF. Fell off of it. Got in big again in the 90s in the Attitude Era with Austin and DX, late 90s, early 2000s. I went to a bunch of pay-per-views as a senior in high school, freshman in college. Stuck with it for about a 5-year period there. Fell away from it. I casually keep an eye on it. I haven't watched a full episode of Raw in 20 years. I'll follow the news on what's going on pay-per-view. Maybe check out an individual match highlights on YouTube or whatever. And still every once in a while go back and hit the classic stuff. For whatever reason, this WWE Immaculate stuff really struck me. There's a couple Stone Cold cards I'm looking at. That's the other one I really want to pick up. But this one I absolutely had to have. There's another really nice Shawn Michaels card with a really good image on it that I also wouldn't mind picking up. Really nice signature out of him too. You get the full Shawn Michaels there, at least what looks like Shawn Michaels, and then the little HBK inscription. Big fan of this. Super happy to add this to the PC. Gonna hang on to that one for a while. That's some nostalgia vibes right in the feels for you. Speaking of which, let's get in the show pickups. I was in the show for 10 minutes. The first table that I walked up to had this card. This is one that's been on my radar for a while in a PSA 9. They had it in a BGS 9.5. Anyone knows, huge fan of 90s Indians. Huge fan of Manny Ramirez. I've been picking up a lot of his inserts, refractors, this, that, and the other thing lately. But, though not a rookie card, it's not a true rookie card. Victor, the rookie card specialist, don't lose your mind. In my mind, I consider this his rookie card. Yes, it's 1993, but his 92 stuff really sucks. The images are absolutely terrible. It is what it is. So for me, this is a Manny Ramirez rookie card. Yes, on paper. It's not 93 SP Authentic in a BGS 9.5. Anyone that knows this set knows high grade of this. A 9.5 or a 10, PSA 10 or a BGS 9.5 is a monster grade. First table that I looked at, I saw this tucked under some stuff. He was at 170, which is the last comp. One sold in December for 170. This is a very low pop on this. I offered him 140, cash money, and he took it. Did not think I'd be walking out of there with one of these. Was thrilled to add this one. Absolutely fantastic card. It is a min gem, but you know, you're going to have that happen on this stuff. A true gem on this would be nearly impossible, but happy to add this one. Once again, not technically a rookie. It's got a little rookie or a Premier Prospects logo on it. So air quotes rookie on that one. Next up, other day one pickup. Only had about 2 hours on the show floor on day one. Crowd was a little lighter, so I wanted to see as much of the room as possible. I got one full lap in at a quick casual glance at most of the tables. I was on my way back out. One of the tables towards the front, one of the last ones that I got to because of the way I went around the room, had a nice auto of a Cavs player that I like a lot. None other than Evan Mobley. I have a few of these already in different, there's a billion different variations. But had a pretty solid price on this on the sticker. This is exactly what I was talking about. So the card in question is an Evan Mobley Contenders, not Optic, just base Contenders, rookie auto, PSA 9. They had this stickered at 150. Raw, this goes from anywhere from 125, 130, all the way up to 175, close to $200. All these are recent transactions. He had this at 150. That was, once again, I thought as an asking price, that was extremely fair considering this is a PSA 9. And anyone knows this particular year of Contenders is actually a really, really tough grade. I don't know if it was the way they were printed, the way they were cut, or what. But getting a 10 in these is nearly impossible. You see a lot of 8s in this stuff, especially on the football side. This was the set that was trimmed a lot in football. Remember, there was that whole scandal last year. Had this at 150. I offered, I think, 130 cash, and he took it. Maybe it was 120. It was 120 or 130. I'll have to double check my notes. But regardless, it was no more than 130. It was no less than 120. Brought this one home. This is actually my third one of these now. I have a different version in a BGS 9, and then I have a Contenders Optic Raw that I'm going to send in the PSA and get that bad boy graded at some point in time here. But out of this one, his autos are super cheap. Yeah, he's a big guy. Yeah, he's probably not ever going to get much love. I absolutely adore watching him play. I will very gladly take the big man discount on some Evan Mobley stuff. That finishes up day one pickups. Day two, viewer of the channel hooked me up with a deal on a nice 1999 Topps Chrome Ramirez Refractor. So I grabbed this for like 10 or 15 bucks off of them. They usually go for about 25 or 30. Pretty decent shape. Centering's a little off. There's a little bit of a soft corner down there. Probably a PSA 9. I probably won't send it in. I'll probably just mag it and put it in the collection with my other 90s Indian stuff. But really great looking card there. Speaking of Indians, picked up a prospect. I gotta take this out of the team bag because I forgot to take the price tag sticker residue off of it. We gotta have it looking its best. This guy had a really nice year last year. Was 6th in the MVP voting, I believe. Got what I think is a steal. This might be my best deal of the show, to be honest. At least I think so. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. PSA 10, Andres Jimenez, purple out of 250, refractor auto. Recent comps on this. This is only a pop 10 or 15 in a PSA 10. The last raw did 75 and 85 about a month ago. The last PSA 9 did 125. I got this. They had this stickered at 200. I got it for 170. I think I crushed this one. I need to find it again. It's not on eBay. I believe recently a BGS 9.5 sold for 200. So I'll take a PSA 10 at 170 all day long. He could potentially have a really nice season this year. He was really, really good last year. Kind of flew under the radar. Locally, he didn't, but nationally, he did. Kind of excited to add this one. His auto, someone said it in the comments of an IG post that I made on it. It's no Ken Griffey Jr. That's for sure. But is what it is on that. Great looking card. I'm a sucker for purples and pinks. We all know this. Anyone that's watched the channel has known this. But really nice looking card. I think that was my best pickup deal-wise. Well, there might be one other one. Next up, decent deal on this. Didn't kill it, but got a solid price on it. I've always wanted one of these. I moved my Juan Soto pinks a couple years ago. The only current Soto rookie that I have is a Bowman's Best PSA 10 auto. I've talked about the rainbow foil a ton. Underrated card in my opinion, given how condition sensitive they are. They don't photograph well, but they look great in person. You can see it on camera there. Refractor-like finish, but it is a paper-based card, so not quite as shiny. Picked this up at a PSA 10 for $450. Recent comps on this are like, I think the last 3 sales are like $480, $500, $470 or something like that. So it's Soto. His stuff's hot. You're not getting deals on Soto stuff super under comps. So I thought $450 was a pretty solid deal if it's a card that you really, really want. Obviously, if I'm buying this to short-term flip, that's going to be a little bit tricky, but that really wasn't my intent. I really like Soto. I didn't have a true 2018 Topps Update rookie anymore since I let the pinks go. So I'm pretty happy to get into a rainbow foil for a lesser price at $450. Great card, great looking card. Last but not least, on the pickups. End of the day Saturday. The show is literally closing down. I walk up to a table. I see a card in a CSG 8.5 slab. I'm trying to hide what it is. There it is. CSG 8.5. Ask him the price, and I was very familiar with the comps on this card. Very familiar with the comps. He threw it out there. One had actually sold in this grade for around this price about a month earlier. We went back and forth a little bit, but he was pretty firm on his price. I was at a slight disadvantage as well. And this is key. I had $500 left on me. He was asking $600. So I was going to have to kick in $100 in PayPal, which he was fine doing, but it hurt my negotiation position. It was the very end of the show. I didn't have time to run to the bank and get more cash out or anything like that. I probably could have got a little bit off of it if I was all cash. But I wasn't. I wanted the card. I thought it was a really solid deal regardless, so I just went ahead and got it. And this now frees me up to do something else, which we'll kind of talk about here in a second. The card in question, once again, if you follow me on IG, you already saw it because I always post spoilers on there. Another Jordan Scoring Kings. CSG 8.5 actually looks great in this slab. I'm a sucker for CSG slabs. Cards look fantastic in them. Card shows off a little bit better in this slab because it's clear. It's just not, Beckett, you have the insert, which is nice because it protects the card, but it doesn't show the card off quite as well. So I got this for $600. Comps on this card. So there was a CSG sale. I'm actually surprised there was 2 of these in a CSG slab. A CSG 8.5 of this actually sold in December for a little over $600, like $620, $615, somewhere in that price range. In the last couple days since I got mine, my BGS 8.5 last weekend at Chips, sitting right over there back in the corner. The last 2 comps on a BGS 8.5, February 28th for 1,000 and March 7th for 1,000. Both best offer accepted. I'm into that one for $650. I'm into this one for $600. Raws sometimes sell around $600. And raw in this card is no joke because they are so condition sensitive. The last BGS 8.5 prior to the $2,000 sales was $800 at auction. So I felt real good taking the CSG discount on a Jordan Scoring Kings. To get this for $600, now I have options. I can move this one, trade it, sell it, whatever. This one is actively on the market. Now, I don't have it posted anywhere, but I had it out at trade night on Saturday night. Got a lot of people asking about it. Didn't end up closing any deals, but had a lot of people asking about it. Last 3 comps are 1,000, 1,000, and 800. I'm in it for $650. I got room to work with on that card to maximize the trade value, take a cash deal, whatever. This one, I can either keep in this slab, or for now, it's going to stay in this slab. I'm not going to do anything with it. However, I'm going to put a lot of thought into cracking this and submitting it to Beckett at the National. I'm strongly considering that. This is a Beckett card. I think this could, I need to look it over a little bit better now that I got it home and better lighting, maybe under magnification. I think this could BGS 9, potentially. I think it has a shot at it. So I may crack this and submit it, but I'll honestly just wait and do it at the National and just do it on site, pay the little bit extra fee and get it done there and have it back in hand directly. So for now, it's going to live in the CSG slab. I do really like it in the CSG slab. But if I could bump it up to a BGS 9, that would be massive because BGS 9s do about 13 to 1,400. So maybe it comes back a BGS 8, maybe it comes back a BGS 8.5. Worst case scenario, I'm still in pretty good shape on it. So because of the good deal I got on that, now I pick this one up for what I think is a solid deal. Now I have options. This is a card I always really wanted. I talked about it in the pickup video for the original one that I got last weekend. This goes back to a point that we have talked about a lot on this channel over the years. Don't be afraid to buy multiples if you believe in the card. I believe in this card, and I believe if you get good deals on this card, you snag it. It's a Jordan Scoring Kings. It's one of his most iconic inserts. Not one of the crazy super and high grading is ridiculously expensive. One of his most iconic inserts. But because I have 2 now, I got options. I could crack this one, make a play for a BGS 9, frees me up to use that one as trade bait / sell if I need cash, or if someone has something more higher end that I want to get into. Guess what? Decent grade Jordan rare inserts, high value inserts, are one of the things that a dealer or someone would be willing to trade for. So was happy to add this one. That wiped me out on cash. And like I said, I had to go into the reserves a little bit, but that's what it's there for. Break glass in case of emergency. Should have had a little bit more cash on me. What are you going to do? I did make one sell. I sold one of my jumbo boxes to a dealer that I know, hooked him up with a little bit of a deal, left him some room on it to potentially flip it at the show, just to get me a little extra cash in hand. Did a deal with Gem Rate as well. He's a baseball prospect guy, and I had a baseball prospect that he was interested in. Sold him a slab for a pretty decent deal. Did not do any deals at trade night. I had a lot of questions about the Jordan Scoring Kings. about the Rice Moss co-signers, and about the Bo Jackson auto that I picked up about a month or so ago. Lots of questions on those, but could not close a deal on any of them. So that's how trade nights go sometimes. Sometimes you have great ones. Sometimes no action happens. But I got to hang out with Flipping Steve and Dustin for a little bit longer. Hung out with Ryan from Gem Rate. Met a couple cool new people that I didn't get a chance to meet in person before. Talked to Ryan from Breakout Cards very briefly. Overall, fantastic show, fantastic weekend. I am really happy with my pickups. I think I did quite well personally. Curious for your thoughts and comments, as always, down below. How did I do overall? Which one do you think I smashed the most? Which one did I crush? Any that you don't like the deal that I got on, let me know in the comments down below. We will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.